Hey, I'm Dr. 𝒍𝒆�'� with Noble Choice Chiropractic. The goal of this video is to help you understand the difference between some very common digestive diseases that you might hear about in the general public today. So the first one that I want to talk about is IBS, which stands for irritable bowel syndrome. IBS is actually kind of the name for a group of symptoms such as diarrhea, constipation, abdominal bloating, cramping, gas. All of those kind of uncomfortable symptoms encompass IBS. So it is kind of a general term. The thing with IBS is that you might feel normal one day and then the next day you feel terrible. So it kind of has flares throughout a person's life. It can be short-lived, it could be chronic, lasting a few years. Unfortunately, there's not a cure for IBS, which means that the people that have IBS really need to make dietary and lifestyle changes. It is pretty common though in the US, so that's why you see a lot of commercials on TV where that person has to run to the bathroom. They're playing to the amount of people that have IBS in the US. All right, second one that I want to talk about is Crohn's disease. So this one I feel like people might not know quite as much about. Crohn's disease is actually fairly uncommon in the US. What it is it's inflammation of the bowel tract where actually the intestines begin to swell. This can be very serious. Crohn's disease can be life-threatening if you have it and you're not aware that you have it. It can lead to malnutrition and unfortunately sometimes death in the long run. So Crohn's disease also does not have a cure. There is a lot of medication out there that can help with it, but again, it needs to be treated with lifestyle and dietary changes. All right, the last one that I have here is celiac, which I feel like most people are familiar with. Celiac disease is when the body, it's actually an autoimmune disease, the body is unable to process gluten. So what happens is these people become very sick, they're not able to properly digest their food, and they tend to have some bowel symptoms from that. Celiac does have, in terms of treatment, somewhat of a treatment. There's no cure for it, but following a strict gluten-free diet will help manage some of the symptoms. So it is very serious when somebody has celiac and they are gluten-free, to make sure that you are checking labels, you are not just assuming because it says gluten-free it is, you actually are looking at every single ingredient, because it is very important to make sure you adhere to that strict diet. So you might be wondering how chiropractic has anything to do with these diseases. I'm just gonna tell you up front, chiropractic can help with a lot of things. Not only does it help directly input changes into the nervous system, it kind of helps with all of those other systems that the nervous system controls. So, like your lungs and your cardiovascular, like I said, respiratory, immune, all of that. The thing about chiropractic is it makes so many changes in the body that it's very difficult to have the amount of research to prove everything that chiropractic helps with. What I mean by that is what we see in our office every single day doesn't have a lot of research backing it up yet, because there is a vast amount of changes and positive changes that chiropractic makes. So, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that if you have Crohn's, come and get adjusted and that can be the end-all cure-all. It's not like that, but what it is chiropractic can really help you make some positive changes in your life. We're talking diet, we're talking lifestyle changes, and all of that together can help you feel healthier and have less symptoms. So any questions, obviously reach out to us, but otherwise I hope you learned a few things about digestive diseases that are common. Thanks.